Are we good? It didn't start.
Nope, for some reason. Oh, it's you.
No, we're spinning.
There we are.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, all. Call the meeting to order. Do you have anything else for the? All right, motion to approve the agenda is printed.
Approve the agenda is printed.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Hi.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. So my question on there was, I couldn't find it on my. The truth and taxation in both meetings for the 30th. We need a separate motion, or can we do them both together? Let's do them separate.
Yeah.
Let's do the truth and taxation.
I'll make a motion to accept the truth and taxation minutes.
We have a motion and a second on the truth and taxation. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That one is taken care of. Now the regular meeting. Any correction?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for regular meetings.
That's second.
We have a motion and a second on the regular meeting for the 30th. Any discussion? All in favor, aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. General public concerns. We're not general public today, then? All right. Nobody online? All right. How about we go right to the director of the public health? Do we have any of them available? Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you, Kristen. Thank you.
Good morning.
You got a good attitude, you're gonna make everybody mad.
Oh, I don't know.
She can go either way.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm just doing my best here,
There you
so.
go, that's all we ask. Just so you know, I went by the hospital and, yesterday morning on my way to church. They had all the colored lights and it really looked pretty cool. So Easter, it looked very nice.
Well, thank you for having me today. I typically come about once a year just to let you know what's going. Otherwise, Denny sits on our Board of Health. So just an overview, you can see our Board of Health members, Dr. Cody Olson, Deanna Nervig, Thad Nave, Linda Lynch, and Dennis Thompson. So as a public health agency, we work to deliver the 10 essential services of public health to our county. One of those buckets would be assessment. So that would be assessing and monitoring population health. We monitor any diseases in our county. We do investigations. We keep an eye on our flu rates, our routine vaccinations, and then we investigate any state reportable diseases. This past year, measles has been something that we've talked about. So we've worked together alongside the hospital to come up with a measles plan. It's something that we anticipate we will continue to have to rework and relook at every year because measles is here to stay with our decreasing vaccination rate. And then we also help address any health hazards. One specific to Humboldt County a few years ago was our floodwaters. We put out education to the community about how to clean their basements and what to get rid of and what they can use to clean. And then bird flu, while we've never had it hit our county, we do put some communication out there to our community on what they do if they find, deceased birds and who they can call.
Have we had any measles in our county?
We have not had any positive measles in our county.
Just curious.
Yep. Another bucket would be policy develop, so we help inform, educate. We teach CPR classes, we work with the high school, in the community on reducing stigma in mental health. We do our community wellness. We audit every single child immunization certificate in the county with our schools and daycares. And we also have a lot of community partnerships with our Humboldt County Prevention Coalition, our Good Neighbors, and our ministerial. The third bucket would be assurance. So we make sure everybody has equitable access. We improve when we innovate and we evaluate. If it's not working, we'll find a way to do it. Our biggest thing is when individuals call the public health office, if we don't have an answer, that we tell them we'll take their name and their number and we will call them back after we find some more information out. We kind of end up being the catch-all for a lot of questions in the community. So we do a lot of research and digging, and we're really good at finding the answers or finding the person who has the answer. On the next slide, I just want to go through some of our numbers. So one thing that I want to call out is our home care visits. So in 23, we had 34 new clients. Last year, we had 53 new clients. So we are increasing the number of direct patients or clients that we call them in our community who are using our services. And that would be for anything from light housekeeping, grocery shopping, and then to more of the personal cares assistance, which would be showering and bathing.
And that's all hired out to individuals throughout the county, or?
So those are my individuals.
Okay.
Yes. So I have about 2.5 home care aides who go into the residents' houses, and they provide these services.
Okay.
On a routine basis. We kind of come up with a plan that works for them and that meets their needs. Did you have a question?
Yeah, you think it's because we're trying to keep the elderly in their homes longer? Is that the why that's going up?
I don't know as if
It's just our
we're trying to keep the elderly in the homes, but they
They
are
want it.
very.
Yeah,
able to stay in their
Stay in their
homes.
homes longer.
Yes.
And I wouldn't assume these are elderly either,
Okay,
so.
So some of these.
good information.
Some of these individuals are on a Medicaid waiver, so they may have disability, whether that be physical or intellectual disability. They may be on an elderly waiver, they may have a brain injury a waiver, so it's not just
Just
elderly.
The
Yes,
Medicare population does have access through health insurance for home care, depending on what's going on, since they're hospital. A lot of these individuals don't have that coverage, so.
and then also on the slide, I just wanted to point out our personal cares. So this is a bucket that we receive funding through our Elder Bridge. So in 2023, we saw 711 visits. So this is bathing, showering assistance, anything helping with, actually touching the person. Last year we saw 1,333.
Wow.
So the next page is our funding. What I want to call out here is again, our Elder Bridge personal care funding. So in 2024, we were awarded $6,500. Last year, we were awarded $5,000. Now this is a competitive grant. So every year I do apply and I request, much more than $5,000. However, with it being competitive, they have to divvy it out to everybody else in their region. But our needs are outpacing the funding that we are receiving by the number of individuals we are taking care of.
So this is federal money that you're applying for?
So this is through the Area Agency on Aging, Elder Bridge, which covers our region. So I apply every year for our homemaking services and our personal cares and our new client intake.
But it would be state then? For state money?
So technically it's state and federal.
State and federal.
So you guys do give a portion to Elder Bridge,
Right,
However, that is then competitive and I have to apply for it. So just to let you guys know, the past 2 years, we've only received 5,000 through Elderbridge. Last year, we ran out of our funding in May. This year, our funding is already gone. So last year, we had about 15 people in May who were unable to receive their showering assistance or who could not afford it. And in June last year, we had 26 people who couldn't get the basic help for bathing. Back to our 3-year financials, we have been working really hard on right-sizing our department. Definitely getting the right people in the right roles. But we still have a need in our county to provide these services to the residents. And like you know, most of our grant funds are pretty restrictive on what we can and cannot spend them on. So we have different buckets that we have to pick from. And we're definitely seeing a gap in our personal cares budget for our residents in our community. So our ask would be for an increase in support of about $20,000 to support directly the individuals who live in our county.
Are any of these individuals, are they recovering from an opioid? Are they addicted to opioid recovery? Are they being mental health or opioid development or community? Are they part of that or not? Is that part of the system?
I would say yes and no. Some of them would be, but some of them would not be.
So
Is there any way you can separate them? And block that?
that's where I was going.
Yeah, I figured that.
So we have,
we have funding available if
Funding
if we can
available.
track it that way.
if there's strings.
But it
tied
has,
to it.
I mean, they watch it like a hawk. So
Just
you
say
gotta,
what would be your goal and what
Yeah.
are is the fine print for us to support that.
What would you need us to track?
The application where the money went, they wanna know what it was spent on for one of the three, either prevention, treatment or cure. Those are probably the three pillars that they want supported for the information. That's probably pretty much the guidelines for what they're requesting, I guess, or asking if that's possible. It's,
Yeah, I mean, in our mental health space, which actually Kristen is now the new director of our mental health department as well. But we do see a lot of substance abuse clientele in there.
okay,
But again, we really need to understand what your money is to be utilized for and how we can help support that.
do you
There's a
got,
big need in the community.
Trish, you got guidelines for the stipulation on that, or do you just bring it up and not for it?
I think there's strategies.
Okay. Well, we can work
we
something
can look into
in
that
that direction.
What's required.
Is
Well,
it-
for CFR, we do that with the opioid money, as long as they can provide us information that they're being treated right.
And I
So,
know that
Those are the
some,
guidelines, that it has to be in that.
I know that some public healths do get some opioid funding, so I can also reach out to my partners and see
Yeah, that'd be.
how they're utilizing.
Because they've already been through this and they know what's required of them, so that would be great.
Perfect.
Any other questions for me?
We had an officer come in previously and he's been to training and you guys handled the Narcan distribution, I see.
Yep.
Do you work with law enforcement in supplying that or is there a possibility of that?
So I have become, Humboldt County Public Health is a Narcan distribution center, so I can order Narcan from the state at no cost to me and provide it to anybody in the county,
Okay,
as long as I have some tracking,
sounds like we need to get hold of them, see if we can work that out.
Yeah,
as long as I have some tracking of if it's ever used.
Sure.
You
I'm
know,
sure when they use it, they record it, the
Yeah.
officers would.
so I know I've worked with some different daycares. Chief Miller has requested some Narcan before, so I've been able to get that to him.
Wasn't
Are
that the, go ahead.
Are you tracking it for opioid money also? Is
No.
that what you mean?
Wasn't that part of his discussion the day he was here?
Yes,
that
there was.
He wants to make sure that the police are covered.
Yeah.
Well, he wants a unified location, every squad car, it'll be,
In a certain spot, so
so
everybody knows
anybody
where
can
it's
go to
at.
any squad car in the police force and know where it's at.
And they have canisters they wear on their belts,
Belts.
and so that was kind of where if we could work together and work out a whole
Yeah.
much better, so.
And then,
Is there some limit on how much each officer can have at a time?
He was talking to.
I think there's actual rules on how much you guys can give out.
yeah, I would have to double check. I know the boxes that we get do have 2 nasal syringes in them.
I think it's something like maybe 1 to 2 boxes.
Yeah, and there's a couple different strengths that you can order. So that would be something you would have to look into also.
How much about
He knew.
it? I don't.
But he was talking that when that officer that wiped his nose, they ended up, how many doses?
6 times.
6 doses he got before he got to the hospital, so if they,
That's not unheard of. I mean, we carry it, all of my staff carry it, just because of the population that we work with, they are on, pain medication,
Yep.
so.
20 doses.
Yeah, be too careful.
If they can't get off.
that's all I got for questions.
Okay, we'll do what we can.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I was just gonna share with you too that we are doing a mass casualty event in May, so out of the fairgrounds. We're going to be having the fairgrounds collapse, which is probably not that far off from the reality, event, so we'll have victims. And it'll be a full scale best of our emergency response to an event like that.
And I can put my name in.
The victim,
I already signed up.
Yeah, so
thank you.
We got a lot of victims on this board.
I'm a victim every day I get in.
The one that talked to me just said, Dad, don't tell them when you're helping, because we don't want anybody to already have a backache before. I said, I can walk.
Have you a walking?
I'll be a walking one, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
When is that in May?
May 12th,
May
A
12th.
lot warmer than what it was gonna be.
Yeah.
That was.
yeah, May 12th in the evening. I will test, obviously, the system as well as the hospital. Multiple victims.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nicole?
Good
morning.
Happy Monday.
Here. Here.
Yay. I'll keep mine short and sweet. We're just doing the quarterly report for the recorder's office today. Total money we received this quarter was $66,120.15. Various state offices that we pay, the Department of Revenue, the treasurer, those came to $45,940.90, which gives the county receiving $20,179.25 for this last quarter. I always think it's a fun little fact to tell you guys the transfer tax that we got this year. Department of Revenue had 29,000, county got 6,000, for a total of 35,000. Which if you do all the math on that means that we got 22,261,000 in real estate. In the last 3 months.
I just paid my license plates this morning, $222, we got $8 of it.
It's crazy to think about how that
Yeah,
works,
it's
like.
What percentage is ours? $8.
Right? I know, it's kind of sad when we look at the work that we would do.
Flow through process.
Right? Yes, you think of that, like when we do a marriage and it takes 45 minutes to go through the marriage application, and we get a full $4 out of that. But
And you are working on getting a passport, seal thing in there or not? No,
I would love to, if
Okay.
we can get,
Asking.
I told you, if we can get another, I'll see how it works with the part-time, we've got to get one in first and get this
Okay.
flowing. I would love to get that. I don't know how.
Pages.
Oh,
That's the good one.
Any other questions for
Just make
Nicole?
Where you use. Above.
I don't.
Oh,
No, I'll make a motion to accept and place on file the quarterly report in March.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for the quarterly report ending March 30th. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, I think you got Ben.
Can we jump down to,
Ben, we can jump wherever you want us to jump.
Not too high, we're old.
can we jump down to the approval of the MOU with the city of Humboldt, since the poll is here?
Sure.
This,
Are we gonna be easy on him, or are we gonna make him sweat a little bit?
this one I think pretty.
Okay,
I'll come back later for the fun stuff.
this out here,
This is up by Sands.
oh, all right,
Yeah, that's bad.
yeah.
Many thanks.
Dan?
That's what we need to put in the front page of the paper to get April some action.
Body shop business out.
Humboldt considers roundabout.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. No, you do.
Well, that's what I thought you would say, is those.
No, I better clarify. No, there's no plan for a roundabout. That's not what the quarter plan is. Just to get that out there, I got a lot of questions. on that.
Oh, mercy.
So 16th Street North is the Sands corner at Highway 169 that heads back east to Jerry Hatcher Road, I believe. It is in dire need of repair. It's broken up basically from just west of the trail on east to Zinnels, where the edge is broken off quite a bit on both sides and gravel. And over the years, the city has put riprap or rock, or not riprap, I'm sorry, millings or rock in the holes, trying to smooth things out and repair it. And we're looking at fixing it right. So we're gonna do a 2-inch leveler, bring the crown back up at the road, and then do a 3-inch overlay over the top of all of that. A little over 1,000 foot long is the proposed length.
And the city covers half and we cover half.
So does that come from the corner of Hatcher's corner all the way over to the highway then?
No,
No,
we're gonna go from about 20 feet east of the gravel intersection. Try and limit the amount of gravel that gets pulled out onto pavement there. On west, over the hill past the bike trail to where the most recent
isn't that concrete?
patch job was.
That's where the concrete road starts.
I think that's a lot of where it widens from a 22-foot road to like a 35.
Yeah.
road.
So just an FYI, there's a lot of semis that can't go under the viaduct down here, so they take gravel road over at the radio station, do the curve and go up over. That's where a lot of our heavy stuff comes around there that's oversized that can't make it.
Tractors, grain carts, all that stuff. And also the hump that the trail creates. Is that something we should look at, lowering that? So you don't have that whoop? Just a thought.
How much you can spend on
I
that
don't know.
is what
not a
what
lot.
boils down to.
It does.
Cause.
But if we're gonna do it, shouldn't we do it right?
Can we,
I don't know.
I mean, can we lower the
How far back in the trail you'd have to go to make that
cut back and taper the trail, you know, I mean,
Down to the roads. I don't know, just thought I threw out there. I
yeah,
just wanted to have a discussion rather than saying, oh crap, afterwards, why didn't we do it?
Yeah.
So,
ideally, we just embargo it.
What's
well, that causes problems.
Like, send them up around the horn.
what's the
Yeah.
speed limit down to there?
It's 35. I'm kind of guessing, I don't know offhand, but
Well, the only other way you do that embargoing is send them out on County K back to,
Yeah,
So all
and
the,
bring them
all,
back to town, the ones that are going west
all
on
of the
three,
oversized limits
have to do that in.
that have permits. to do
that
that,
give
do it.
permits, that's the direction that we send them, is north on K Road and then back west on the Rutland Blacktop, and back south. Um, But like, I get what you're saying, with ag traffic and everybody else that just uses the loop around.
Yeah,
Cause it's more aware of that gravel. But that's part of the reason why that road is the way that it is that.
yeah, it gets a lot of use.
Use, and anybody that takes a combine up, John Deere has to go that way, cause you can't
Get
get
underneath.
under the trestle, so.
You know, like it's corner.
Do you have any rough idea, dollars wise? Because I mean, we're talking mainly, there's material costs, probably won't be a lot of material costs in getting that hump out of there, but I know the conservation probably doesn't want to do it, but or at least reduce the hump some.
Well, you spread it on, you
Forty
spread it,
thousand
Get rid of the,
Yeah, I know, but I mean,
would be my
for
guess,
what reason?
cause you're talking probably. An excavator and 3 dump trucks there for the better part of a week to. Cut and pour out, all out, try and regrade a section. Backfill with
and
some 6-inch ballast, and then you're gonna have to cut the trail probably for 250 feet in each direction.
you're talking a fair amount of money.
I'm guessing, I've never put dollar figures to it. And I haven't pulled a string, so I can't tell you how much pavement we're talking about.
Yeah.
Tearing up to get rid of the hump. And how far in either direction of the trail we'd have to go.
How big is the hump, Rick? I haven't driven that road enough to tell
well,
you.
Rick drives 70 mph.
Yeah, you can get.
That was why I was asking the speed limit.
He launches it.
Maybe it's a speed bump.
It's a pretty good hump, but
It's a good hump.
It is,
it would be expensive to fix it.
I mean, it's a large hump.
What's the old track? I mean, that was
Yeah.
the
The old
railroad.
railroad tracks. It is a giant speed bump,
Well, that's.
basically,
I can start.
but that's,
numbers
maybe that'll slow the
together.
traffic down too. you know.
You're still looking at the same course of action, and just be. The full 5 inches of asphalt through whatever the tear up.
What's the city saw on spending the money, because it'll be half your bill.
I think we'd look to split it up more than just 50-50 if it's gonna involve like trail work. If it's in our right of way, I think we'd split it, 50-50, but if you guys have to do additional trail work, I don't know that we would contribute to that.
Okay.
Well, I know the people that live up there would be very receptive to this getting done, I'm not talking the
Hump removal,
hump removal, but I know that that road. You have to weave all over to find somewhere where doesn't have a landmine in it.
Yeah.
That you lose sight
I agree with
otherwise.
you, because it's not very good.
I mean, I'd like to consider it, but I don't know if we got $40,000 to take that off, and that's just a guesstimate.
Start looking at different numbers, it won't change this MOU other than. It might raise, another 15,000 for each of us. For dirt work rate.
When's this project start?
Don't know. If we agree on this, it'll go on Blacktop Services books to. Get done, but
Could be
Yeah, I just don't
the,
think we need to worry about the hump, because if we start taking that out, it's gonna close that trail down for. Quite a while, and people use that trail, that area quite a bit,
Well, they do.
so.
Would
mitigating the amount you put on the trail versus the radius up to it with that, you know what I mean, trying to level that out a little bit. Yes, thin it out and over the trail, but leave it thicker so that the approach, so you take that hump out. It's your gradual hump instead of a boop. We played that game before.
Yeah,
And what cost would that be? Minimal, whatever asphalt is.
but it'd be thinning out, so it'd get less asphalt spot.
But is it something that you think would work? I'm not, you're the engineer.
Yeah, I haven't pulled a string. I haven't pulled a string line to it, so I mean, the question becomes. The only time that I've known that the trail has been an issue is when we had a long flat load
Got hung up
2
on it.
years ago that got hung up on it.
I mean, that's
Really?
that's the type of hump it is. It's not like a gradual hump, it's a hump.
But
I didn't,
the operator was warned, they were warned ahead of time that there was going to be a chance of them high pointing going over the trail, and they chose that route anyway, because they didn't want to spend $35 to go on the county's loop around, so they took the counties on their second load.
Well, you have the opportunity to go on the other side of Hatchers, and that is, there is no home.
right? Not as bad anyway.
Well, it
Below one, not
wouldn't be near what the other one is,
Yeah.
but I agree with Mike, if you're gonna do that, why, I think you could probably build up both sides on that and make it,
Just taper it.
taper it to, but
I wouldn't make the top up very shallow, cause that'll break again.
It's got a pretty stable base. I'm just saying, it's old railroad tracks, the base is going to be fairly stable.
yeah, it's gonna be all ballast.
For 50 years.
Most of the revelization's on either side of the trail. And that's where we've lost the edges.
Yeah.
We can taper it.
Just something
Well-
to kick out there.
Yeah, I think it'd be
good to look at it.
Look, you know, well, I'll make a motion for the memorandum of understanding. Go ahead with this project and just investigate what it would cost and make that decision at a later date. Is that fine?
So we have a motion and a second, but do we wanna put Mike's word of whoop whoop in? Cause I wanna see how April reports this. We have a motion and a second for the MOU with the city. Any other discussion? And Ben will look into it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That carries finally.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cole.
Thanks.
We'll get it approved tonight.
Okay.
We'll get it approved tonight too. We're good on schedule.
All right.
It's fabulous.
Perfect.
Signed.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Are you?
Thank you.
Okay.
Would you like to watch?
I'm hoping to get there if I can get,
Probably should put something on the
yeah,
door.
When's it posted? Yeah. Probably gonna be there.
You going?
What are you talking
What's
about?
that?
just the one day.
Yeah, I'll probably be back in town, but
St. Council's at 5:30.
don't have to, but I can.
All right,
You guys have our support there for.
All right,
we have,
It's gonna be a-
is it public hearing set?
Yeah, sit outside.
No.
Yeah.
True good.
okay, I'll make a move to open up the public hearing at 9:03. So that's.
We have a motion and a second to open the public hearing at 9:03. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Hearing is open. Take it away, Ben.
So this is our DOT version of the fiscal year 2027 budget and 5-year construction program. We've had multiple budget work sessions as well as one 5-year construction program work session in recent 2 months. This is the side of it that's required by the Iowa DOT to be submitted and approved by April 15th. The budgetary numbers are all the same that we've gone through with Trish on the local side of things. The construction program is what we worked through on our most recent work session. So it's got projects such as Murray Bridge, the 5-foot diameter culvert that goes through the intersection of 260th and Colorado. The 2 bridge replacements that we went through letting here a couple weeks ago. There's a short span bridge over by Log Cabin on 205th Street. I mean, there's a variety of structural projects as well as the paving, obviously P19 this year. Future year pavements, what we're looking at is Rutland south out of town down to the high school blacktop. 200 street connector between County K and 169, the Eagle blacktop, east of Livermore, that stretch is C20, and then P20 south of Addison are what are currently on our 5-year paving program. Oh, and the south 2 miles of Gotch Park from the bridge down to 169.
And as we say every year, this also could be adjusted if something were to change.
This is a fluid program. Some of the things that are not on this project, if we had a bridge failure or something like that, you would see it as a amendment request to the 5-year construction program so that we can pull that bridge on. Some of the things that we put on in year 5 might need to get moved to year 3 because of a bridge inspection or because the pavement has gotten so bad that it's like, do we fix it now or do we
Hold off. We Band-Aid it?
put a Band-Aid on to try and get us to year 5? Yeah, so this is, the construction side is very fluid.
So did you get any response from anybody that on this or nothing?
Well, we have gotten no response
Other than last week.
other than last week.
Okay, well. We didn't get any response, did we? No written, nothing written?
You
Well,
had a
then-
response?
Huh?
You had a response last week?
Just from
David,
Verbal.
Hunter Martin.
One verbal?
Yeah.
Okay.
all right, if that's the case, then we'll ask for public comment, which there's no one here other than John and April, and I don't see anybody on video
I
that.
think you asked for a written, you never got any written from Dave.
No. I haven't gotten
Okay. Just wanted to make sure on that.
Look for a motion to close the public hearing then.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to close the public hearing. We'll call 9:07. All in favor? Opposed, same sign. Public hearing is closed. Now I look for a motion to approve the Humboldt County 2027 Iowa DOT secondary road budget. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
a couple things for you and Chris to sign.
All right. Got a discussion and action at Blacktop Service Quote. P19, the way it looks.
First, you gotta have a motion and a second for the construction too. I'm at.
Yes, they have to be. two
Okay. I was trying to read here, I skipped that. We need to make a motion for the 2027 Iowa DOT Secondary Road and Construction Program.
That's all. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Their date, 4/6.
Done the approval, discussion action on blacktop service quote for P19. P19 from Bradgate north to McKnight's Point. It is a 6.5 mile stretch of road that is heavily alligated. We've done some maintenance work on it since it was last overlaid, which was 2005. The request for service from Blacktop Service was for a chip seal to bridge us another 7+ years on that stretch road. As you guys know, our pavement system in Humboldt County is much higher than most counties. We're something like 23 or 24% of our roads are overlaid. That puts us 10th or 12th in the state of Iowa as far as percentage of paved roads versus non-paved roads. We've got more miles than we can maintain on a consistent level. So the asphalt overlays that were originally designed with a 20-year life are now expected to last somewhere between 25 and 30. The concrete overlays that we did that we're expecting a 30-year life, design is 30-year life, we're expecting at least 40 for them. So we're trying to stretch these pavements out and make them last longer. One of the ways that we do that is with preventative maintenance, whether that's chip sealing, crack filling, slurry leveling, using different resources from Blacktop Service to Fort Dodge Asphalt. Denko is another company that's come in and done some work for us.
Replacing the panels when they go bad.
Yep.
10
Yeah,
point.
10 point will come in and replace concrete panels when they crack and break out. This is a good quote for a single chip seal. It's $2.04 per yard. For comparison, the work that Blacktop did in 23, it was $1.77 a yard. And I'm assuming a majority of that 30 cents is the cost of the chips and the oil. So, but between this and 16th Street that we just signed, I mean, that's most of our maintenance money that we budget for per fiscal year. So we spend between 200 and 250,000 a year in preventative maintenance on pavement.
I think that's money well spent.
Yeah.
Are you thinking like in 7 to 10 years doing a concrete overlay on that road?
So right now I know it's not another 5-year construction program. Reminds me of game Duck Hunt.
Yeah. For a second thinking about your
Dog pops in, sorry. It's probably gonna be in the 8 to 10 realm. You start looking at pavements that we've done that are older than this one, which is a 2005. I mean, the high school blacktop, I think, was done in 2000 or 2001. Vernon School was done at that same time. States Avenue, north of Highway 3 was done in 2000 or 2001. Bode to Livermore was done in 03. So, I mean, we've got pavements that are older than that. But like this one, because of the amount of heavy truck traffic that goes up and down it, and the condition of it with the cracking and allegation. It would slide ahead of the list of some of our lower traffic.
They have pretty good blacktops in Humboldt.
We do.
Very good,
I think that's a real asset.
yeah.
So by doing that, we would fill the cracks before you do the chip seal, or, I mean, I'm curious.
So we basically, we would put in the MC 3000, which is like a foamed oil. And then you put chips in and it fills in the cracks, so. It's gonna, it sounds weird, but adding rock chips to it is gonna smooth that right out. So
And it extends the life.
it would. You had a question?
Oh, on this one, do you need to have a separate thing approving the quote with Blacktop Service for 16th Avenue and for 19th? Or P19, sorry, because you did the MOU for,
I did the MOU with the city of Humboldt for 16th Street. The P19 is the next line item down.
okay, but we
Yeah,
didn't
that'll be
quote,
separate.
do the quote for Blacktop Service for 16th.
Oh, I guess I included it. You guys mentioned that it was 41,000 a piece roughly. Yeah, we can add approving the quote for 16th Street as well. With that, I did talk to Alyssa about chip sealing the courthouse parking lot. It would not be at the $2.04 a yard. She said it'd be closer to $3. Just because the amount of handwork and everything else, but I would recommend doing it.
What's the cost on it then? Ballpark,
14,000 roughly.
that's our cheapest avenue to get something done with it.
Well, if we don't do something pretty soon, we're gonna be out there trying to mill it.
Yep.
To get back to some, and then it's gonna take a lot more money, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I don't think you're gonna get any better deal than,
Well, and you're not doing motorcycle testing out here, so having chips for surface wouldn't be an issue. So. What?
When will that happen? It was too.
My guess would be fall.
I'll make a suggestion. We could have our janitor go out there and rent a compressor and blow them out, have him fill the cracks. I mean, that, the guy's very ambitious. We could ask,
Yes.
we could ask him if he's willing to do that.
You can get one of the compressors and.
You could go rent a
Right.
compressor and blow it out on a weekend and fill them.
That'd be a good idea.
What are you gonna fill the cracks with?
You know, that basically driveway filler, you know, that stuff you squeegee in there. I don't know, I've just thrown it out there. If the guys are interested, all, but they'd rather have it freshly done and then repaint the marks and.
Yeah, that's definitely you guys' decision.
Yeah, I just thrown it out there. I can ask him. How soon would you have to know what blacktop is?
Well, I can do mine.
2 years.
Mine,
This has
yeah,
nothing to do with
mine
you.
is separate of
Yeah.
yours. They just.
This is
piggyback.
more our decision than yours,
Yes.
so.
I think this was brought up at one of our work sessions.
Yeah, we've talked
Asking
about it earlier.
Ben what he thought of the life of the parking lot. If we didn't do something soon, how long would we be able to limp along? Rob Peter to pay Paul, basically.
Yeah,
So,
But this price they're giving us is due to this other job. The end they're doing to.
Are you saying?
I think she would honor that price, even if we came back to her a month from now and said, we wanna have you do the parking lot at the same time, so.
Up here?
Just
Chip, well,
the filling.
I mean, we can talk, I'll talk to him,
Okay.
see if he's interested, and maybe it's something we don't wanna do,
Yeah,
you know,
okay.
it's the board decision.
Yeah, I just,
We can forward for it.
because I was bringing chips to you guys,
Yeah,
I
I
reached
appreciate
out
it.
to her and asked what it would be here, so. Okay.
He's just gonna have to be careful when he blows that compressor, there's no cars around,
We have to do it on a weekend,
yeah.
so.
So it's kinda like, do you want chips and salsa, or do you just want?
That's not a question.
No.
You always want chips, it's all,
Throwing it out there.
or queso.
So,
We can talk it over and have an answer by next weekend, I'm sure, next week.
do you wanna go with your, first part of just the P19 then?
Let's go with P19 first.
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
Seconded.
We have a motion and a second for, blacktop service quote on P19. Any other discussion? All in favor? Opposed, same sign, motion carried.
The 16th Avenue North quote was $117 a ton. With a $3,500 mob of equipment. For a total of $83,060 to be split 50-50 between the city and the county.
Well, just my feelings from where we're talking on the west side going and going up over the trail. Most of that has never been blacktop. It's all just been,
It looks like
Seal
this
coat.
chip seal.
Chip, just,
Yep.
yeah, this chip seal crap over
What's,
gravel.
what's breaking out on the edges is half to 3/4 of an inch thick, like there's never been any structural.
no base,
Pavement put on it.
nope. It's similar to all the city on the west side of 169 over by Mid-America, all that's all. Has only been chipped or seal coated. Over years, it just kept building up, so it looks like it's asphalt, but it really never was. So this will make a huge difference in that.
This should be a
1,000
permanent
foot.
fix. So,
So,
Okay,
I'll make a motion to approve that job for 16th Street North.
we have a motion. And a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Brian. Motion carried.
Is that a name or street?
the quote said Avenue.
Okay.
I think I called it street or
East and west from Humboldt.
I think I had called it accidentally.
Worth
called it
Avenue,
street.
water, 16th Street. That's top of it. No.
Last item that I've got on there is discussion on dump trucks for fiscal year 27. We have a dump truck scheduled on our budget for this current fiscal year, talking to all of our what I'll call snow equipment fitters, whether that's highway truck or Henderson. They're 14 to 18 months out.
Wow. Doesn't matter which one.
Doesn't matter which one.
14 to 18,
14 to
probably
18.
20 to 22.
So, what I'm proposing is the money that I've got set aside for a dump truck fully fitted. I buy 2 chassis, and then next year I'll buy the snow equipment. Cause it'll end up falling in next year. I'll just get the contract for the snow equipment signed next
Get the
year.
trucks coming.
Cause if you have the trucks, then you can go ahead and schedule them to be fitted if you have the carcass. Rather than wait for the carcass and then.
Yeah, rather than you wait, then you get it, then you gotta wait again.
I'll be requesting quotes from vendors for the snow equipment and bringing something to you guys to sign probably within the next month or so. But know that it'll be probably
27.
a year from this coming August before they even start
Wow.
putting snow equipment on. So it's weird having to think of construction equipment the same way that we're looking at our 5-year program where you're having to strategize, get this piece this year and this piece next year, just so you can have your full truck assembled a year and a half to 2 years from now.
In a time frame is suitable.
So
So we're basically gonna put the money out on the truck and it's gonna go set it. Say down at,
it might just get pulled into one of our shops.
right,
I mean, we've got
but
that,
either way, we aren't gonna use it for almost a year and a half. Right, but we have the truck.
we'll have the truck chassis, yeah. So
It will come with a box on it.
box is part of the snow equipment,
Oh, good, okay.
so. Yeah, the box, the front plow, the wing, the sander is all the snow equipment
We say we had the box on, we could just use it for,
for hauling rock,
yes.
yeah. So.
Yeah, different.
Just not.
You got broken. Sorry.
Okay.
So are you doing the trucks, then you'll take the bids for the chassis, just whatever is the best bid as normal? Could be a Mac, could be an International, could be a
So we'll,
Freightliner, could be a,
we'll reach out for quotes,
are they coming down any? Well, I'm just saying, some of the semi numbers
Some
are
stuff is coming down.
better.
yeah.
Not that I'm looking, honey. case you listen.
Let's let your cell phones, right?
I think everybody it hasn't jumped a lot. I think the truck chassis, from what I've gathered, are somewhere around the 160 to 180,000 for the chassis, and then another 160 for
Wow.
snow equipment. I mean, you're somewhere around 315 for a truck.
It's amazing, that's just iron, costs that much.
Oh, yeah.
Has the depth stipulation gone away since Johnson office?
I just posted something today.
No, and even on the agricultural, it really hasn't. If you dive into it, the only thing that they've eliminated is the depth sensor.
Okay.
So they're changing where they are monitoring the amount of depth that's coming through. It's no longer on the depth sensor. It's closer to the back end, which will actually tell what the NOx is that's coming out for the back. You're still required to use depth, because that's been a question among our group, like, can we just go ahead and delete these things now? But the overwhelming consensus is no, it's still illegal to delete the depth off the system. You still have to use it. The new memorandum that he passed is just getting rid of that depth sensor that's been causing issues.
Okay.
So,
It's supposed to be able to also make farmers have the ability to work on their own, as
Work on
opposed to
it.
have someone else, which is the expensive part. When you hook up a computer and it tries to tell you what sensor's not reading. It's a joke.
I have my opinion on depth. I think you probably have the same.
I do. And you know, the bad part is when you pull into a place. You pull in to put in number 2 fuel, you think you're getting number 2 fuel. When you pull in and put DEF in your tank, it has supposed to be a certain percentage. Well, I put it in one time and it wasn't running when I was going through Goldfield, so I had them check it. They checked the tank, instead of being 24 to 26%, it was over 30. So all of a sudden my computer was saying it's the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
So lights are flash. So you should, in Iowa, you know. You can't take that truck, if you delete it and go to Kansas City and you have issues down there, and they'll say,
We won't touch it.
we won't touch it. You can't bring that in our shop. just a pain. So, well, I get your numbers, I guess, come back and.
Okay. But are you guys okay with me requesting a quote for 2 chassis then?
I would.
Okay.
I guess. Are you happy with the one that you, our last one that?
The last 2 trucks that we've had have been very nice. I'm assuming you're looking at going the same route. And
Back, little long jets there, but.
One stack, Mac.
Yeah.
With a window in the back.
Everybody
Hey.
I talked to drove one, it's just absolutely thrilled with it.
Yeah.
Power,
yep.
maybe not top end, but power to get there is pretty fast. Hey guys, thanks for covering them on 190th Street. I just drove it yesterday and I never got one complaint about mud. I never got anything, just a couple of chuckles with it, but it is 1,000 times better than it was before.
I'll let them know. I think their biggest issue was they had chunks of asphalt in the mix that they had to go and pick up.
And there's still some out
afterwards.
there, but put a blade out there, you knock it off. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just appreciative that it eliminated a lot of phone calls and a lot of heartache and aggravated people, so.
Okay.
Yep.
So when you do your quotes, I'm just asking, because the last one took so long to get, will you be able to say, okay, we should be able to get that thing July of 27, whatever the number is? Will you be able to tie them to that? Because we waited from what? Here when it was supposed to be delivered to here was clear out here and
Can we request a delivered by date for equipment purchase?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I'm sure it's very similar to a construction job. You set a deadline, your price goes up. Don't you imagine?
They probably just front end load it, cause they're gonna have to bump you ahead of somebody else, which is what happened to us. I mean,
Somebody else pays more to go ahead of
You
you.
have to pay back the thing.
3 orange trucks pulled into the yard there and highway truck backed everything out to pull in the 3 orange
Well, I
trucks
know where
because
they're paying money.
the DOT,
Yeah.
and I can't fault them
Yeah,
for
they're a
it, but the
bigger
DOT
customer.
'Cause I have
is a
job-
bigger customer than.
I have a
Humboldt
job
County.
by the state, putting the electronic sign, if I don't have it done by a certain date, I lose a percentage of that money every day. Or delayed.
well, I'd just like to know that you're gonna guarantee it so that, because if you turn around the following and come back and say, well, all right, now I can order the boxes. And we get a call from them that says, well, your box, snowplow and all that stuff showed up, but we don't have our trucks.
I don't think that'll happen.
I hope not.
Where the boxes come from?
What if?
Depends on which vendor we end up
Who
going with.
uses what, Henderson or?
Yeah, whether we go with Henderson or Hinky or, highway truck, like everybody.
Everything comes from whichever vendor you go to, no matter what, you just can't go find a box and get it yourself, put it on. Yeah,
Some counties, like Cassuth, they will cut the box off of the truck that they're selling, sell the old chassis and put the old box on a brand new chassis, so. But I know, depending on the wear and tear on some of those boxes, those guys say we've got as much invested in this old box as if we'd have just bought a new one.
yeah.
The stainless steel gonna make any difference?
Should make it last longer. So,
That's good.
yeah. The last few that we've done have had that. It eliminates costs on the other side, or painting the box and sandblast again. Like I think we did rhino liner in the bottom of a couple of boxes that were rusting out bad.
Dakota State has got a new truck, city did,
Did they?
and they got an aluminum box. He couldn't even open the back gate when he opened up, it was so screwed up. It was completely messed up from highway truck. The pins, it wouldn't release.
So they just take it back in and highway.
Yeah.
I mean, highway's been really good
Yeah.
on the back end for us. If we've had any issues with seals leaking or whatever, like they pull
I think Brian,
pull us right in.
Brian treats pretty good, I would think.
Yeah.
I like.
Do you have a
mine.
preference for the three?
Of what?
The three people with,
The three vendors? Well, I mean, there's quite a few different vendors out there. Most of our equipment is Henderson. Because we bought all of our trucks from Don's truck over the years. And Don's is in Fairbanks, which is pretty close to Manchester, which is where Henderson is based out of. The last two trucks we bought have been Max out of Fort Dodge with Highway Truck doing the servicing. Other than delivery time, I've been happy with what they've provided. So, the equipment has all been good. We haven't had any issues. We got one seal that's bad right now, but it sounds like that's a force deal. And it's all gonna be covered under warranty and recall, so.
but the difference in service running Ford Dodge versus having to run clear over there is a day.
Big difference. Yeah, I mean, you run to Manchester, you're talking.
Well, two guys for the day are gone.
Well, they used to have a car they let you bring back.
Were they?
That was.
I don't know
Not
if
very
they-
good car.
It's on the other side of Cedar Falls, 3 hour, half hour.
Yeah, it's probably 3 hours in a dump truck. It's a full day. It's a full day to drive over, drop the truck off, take the loaner if they have it. And come back, then go pick it back up in a couple weeks.
I went and got it, took off, and I didn't realize there wasn't any gas in the car. Get gas on the way back.
Well, Ford Dodge just sounds a lot better.
It's a lot of convenience.
Yeah, convenience, yeah. Sometimes you gotta stop with it, going box this for convenience.
Okay.
Thanks.
Let us know.
Okay,
Thank
will
you.
do.
You have a statement meeting Tuesday?
We do have a safety meeting Tuesday. It's gonna be quick because I've got another meeting at 10,
What time?
So what time are you?
8:30 tomorrow.
8:30, that's what I thought.
I don't think there's any claims. There has been. But I know it is.
All right,
It's been a minute, so it's time to get one done.
thank you, Ben.
All right, thank you.
Keep the snow south.
Yeah.
Have you talked to Grant lately?
Yeah, I went in there
This for drainage?
weeks ago, this past Friday,
Yeah.
I think. Did, a demo view.
I see.
At some point, I'll come back and work, so we got it. His software.
Yeah, change it over. Just
Right now, and then there's
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
another gentleman that he said,
8:30.
they've got 30 of the county
Yeah,
lined
but
up.
I
I
think
think
there's
there's software
approved.
they're programming right now.
Yeah.
So I wanna get all of his information and then we gotta figure out which route we want.
Perfect.
Should get us tracked. So,
We're here tomorrow, right?
Yeah. I'll be up here.
Safety meeting.
Yeah, you don't think it's over.
This was approved last week, right?
Chairman.
All right. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'm going.
If we have to 3, then we put them on the door. Oh, so it's best that he's gone.
If I don't leave here by 11 today, I won't be back ever again.
Oh, why?
I've got an appointment with my wife, take her to the doctor.
Oh.
We'll get you out of
Put that in the paper.
Just see it's sweet now.
All right.
Do you want to do committee reports before doing?
We can do have something done.
That way you don't have to come back.
We can do committee reports quick.
Okay. Monday night, I had a comprehensive plan with Linda,
Comprehend.
or not.
Conference.
Conference.
It was comprehensive.
Yeah. Now it's 6 o'clock. Tuesday I had housing development. And then I drove out by Ron Collins and looked at drainage problem out there, looked at that. And then Thursday. The second I had public safety meeting. 8 o'clock.
Did they reschedule that pre-con?
Wasn't that Friday? Is that Thursday? Friday.
Friday.
Friday. Friday. I was gonna say, I went to it on Friday, I didn't.
Where'd you go?
Oh, it's just public safety.
Oh. Friday. I couldn't remember if it's Thursday or Friday.
It's, they all run together.
There you go. That was it for me.
Okay. What's that? Conference board meeting, 6 o'clock, Monday with these guys. Then I stopped out to Ron Collins's, looked at his tile issues and sent pictures to Terry, I think that night. Tuesday, I spent time with Gary Adams, so we'll go into that one. Rode around with Gary and some of the pipes in the bottom of his ditch are pulled out 3 foot off of the bottom of the ditch. And it's been 4 years since that ditch has been cleaned.
They never fixed them.
They never, and I talked to Travis, Travis has been back to repairing some of them already, he said he couldn't believe he missed that one, but I can't imagine anybody's gonna pull it up. Other than a little long reach. He's got a 6, an 8, and a 12 that he's got laying out there to be replaced or fixed or put in. How do we handle that?
And they're probably private tile lines.
I would guess, yes.
Well,
That's probably why they weren't replaced.
that's probably why they weren't replaced.
But if
The guy damaged them when he was cleaning it, then
that's why I'm asking this
they
question.
should have been replaced.
Are they
Okay,
pulled up?
Yeah, he says they've been bent up.
it's literally 3 foot off the bottom of the creek, sticking up in the air. He has one of them, forks in there to keep critters out of it, and you can look straight down the pipe from up on top, so. I talked to Travis, he said it's between 45 and 6 to fix them. Do we do it as a drainage district project, or do we still just give the pipe and have Travis fix it? I'm asking.
Well, the way the law reads, cause I fought this battle with our drainage attorney that IDDA uses. And we can pay for the pipe.
Okay.
We cannot pay, when I say we, the drainage district
District.
cannot pay to install.
Okay, that's fair enough.
And
That's
he
what
has
we're-
new pipe out there?
Corey Benz left 3 pipe out there last fall, so I'm not sure who's going to do the work. That he's gonna pay for it, so that's why I'm asking that question. Cause it's obvious that it should have been done when it got cleaned.
When they do the project, then it can be charged.
That was what I was gonna ask, so before the project is finalized, could Gary have come and said, I got 3 pipe that were bent when it was cleaned? Will
And
you,
there's a case where they're not rusted out, so they probably should be paid for the drainage by the drainage thing. This is a case that they need to be replaced, but if they were damaged by the project, they should be replaced at the cost of the drainage district. Cause the drainage district hired this guy to do the work.
Travis has already repaired, I don't know how.
Because where I ran into this question was out over to Thor, when we did the bridge project over there just recently. There's 7 of them that are rusted out. They're not bent, they were just rotten. And the landowner wanted them replaced. He says, well, they're doing it, have them replace these pipes. I said, they will, but they'll have to charge you for it. Well, now I don't want it done.
The other thing that was happening was that the guy that installed them just installed the full length, so they're sticking out halfway across the creek, and then this is one of the 12-inch, I think, and over the winter it froze and down it goes. with
Pushed it
snow
down.
load. Again, is it, it's something, and we'll just, like I said, I got issues with either way. But, the definition says he's gotta pay for the labor and we'll give him the pipe.
If it's age related,
Well, obviously, when it's bent up.
I know, that's obviously,
but the other direction is if we had a lot of snow and ice and it bent it down,
Yeah,
then it wasn't.
yeah. So I'm trying to get clarity.
It wasn't the person that cleaned the ditch's fault, right?
Yeah,
So. it
that's
would've
what I'm
been-
saying. It'd be so much easier if the drainage district had control of, say, 50 feet from the top of the ridge line.
Sure.
It'd clear up all these gray areas,
Okay.
but you can't assess for private repair.
Okay, that's where we'll go.
So you gotta decide, is it from a mechanical thing or is it just old age, it's rotten?
Then I called Paul and talked to him about gravel later on. And he said, well, sometimes that freezes onto the pipe and then as the water level goes up, it bends the pipe up like that. But it was at a severe, it was like this. I don't know if ice would have done that or not. So, I mean, that's, anyway. So that's where we'll just leave that.
Yeah, it's,
What about being a little proactive and when we do dig these dredges? And this kind of thing happens, shouldn't we have someone just inspect the job before we sign off on it? Wouldn't that have covered all this?
It would,
Yep.
but by the same token, are you gonna run 4 to 6 miles or whatever, however far that ditch is? I think the person that has the land should drive down there and say,
because it's their property.
it's their property and we're not on it. You're paying part of this, so drive down and look at it. You know
I
it
mean,
better
you
than
should
me.
have some responsibility.
That's true.
It's, you know, you're paying the bill.
Can you tell me where they're at
Yeah,
on a map if
but
you show?
it's been 4 years.
I
think it's.
You would have asked me 4 days ago. I said, yes, but right now it's most of them are on the east-west one, on the main one,
On the north side or up there?
on the south side.
It's a, but like I say, if they would allow us to,
Because Travis, that's
Take
Travis'
control
story. He
of
showed me
that.
some pipes that Travis replaced when I talked to
There's all
Travis. Yeah, I
many
did.
problems.
So,
Yeah.
the gray areas, cause it's. I've ran into that multiple times.
Then I went to Jim Day's tile. He has some tile issues. He's got a main that's sucking dirt pretty hard. And I think I sent pictures of that too. And obviously I talked to Travis.
What day was that?
That was still Tuesday. Wednesday, planning and zoning at 5:30. I was out there with Ben Ulrich and Mr. Cobb come in and he wanted to put a garage proper on the lot line and they turned him down. That's the day I called Paul and talked to him and that kind of morphed into a lot of things. Did you get a gradation from Reddings on that pit over there or not? No? Okay. Cause you weren't here when we did that last one, when we bought a pile from Stratford Sand and Gravel and put it on all the main arteries. Pine, the one north of Hardy that goes to Renwick, we rocked everything that had a heavy traffic load on. And I wanted to know from Paul how that come out, how it worked. He said it wasn't the best gravel in the world. It was a good conversation, picked up a few things from him. But that was one of his questions to you, if they approached you trying to sell some gravel. Anybody that's looking for some really nice river rock, some gravel, some sand, they've got really nice piles over there. I just drove by and looked at it. Somebody on this board is looking for river rock. Was it you? Or you?
Well, I will be.
Okay, I'm just saying, they got some west of Bradgate.
West of Bradley.
Yeah, that new Reading pit.
Oh, up there northwest of Bradley. Yeah,
Very, very nice stuff.
okay.
Thursday, I got the 20D agreement. John read that and then we come in and talked to him on Friday. Went up to see Mike Jacobson, George Strite, talked to Bill on the phone about the 150th bridge replacement and the road, the suggestions we had from an individual last week. Got a consensus from them that just casting the material out in the field was probably what they wanted, what the recommendation was. So I stopped and talked to Ben about that too. Talked to Bruce on Saturday. Went out and looked at the outlet on Sunday just to make sure it was running fine, and that's probably all I did.
That's all.
So,
Slow week.
You always make me look bad.
Net, and I like to have you as a buffer.
Well, anyway, I was at the conference board meeting on Monday night. And Wednesday night, we had the Moffett meeting. Moving their meetings for the first Wednesday of.
Why are they doing that?
Pardon?
Why are they doing that change?
Why they do that? Never asked the guy. Well, I guess. Whether it
It works better for board members, I don't know.
Well, probably does. And the engineer meeting was canceled, so that was about it.
All right, I had, public safety. Friday morning, there, they went to sign checks for IDDA. You wonder why I signed so many checks for IDDA, it's a flow through account for a state run organization. So I got signed paychecks for like 6 individuals that do these wetlands programs all around the state. And then, talked to, Scott Kern about insurance for the landfill out here on Friday, and that was what I had.
I had, the conference board on Monday night,
Oh, conference board too, I'm not forget that.
and I guess that was it for the week. I went a couple of different rides for drainage, but no big deal. I would remind you that Thursday is the food pantry at 4:30, mobile.
Yeah, wait, I love that.
Sean. What's his name will be at his prime,
Marshall.
Marshall.
so keep us all in stitches. And Ben said you moved that to the pre-con. That's
Yes.
Tuesday.
We got a safety meeting here tomorrow at 8:30. We've got pre-construction meetings for the P19 paving job at 10. Tomorrow as well. Spoiler, those of you that can't make the meeting, we're planning on starting construction April.
And someone asked me, are you guys going to do 4 pens again this summer?
Yes.
What time's that?
Good name.
I said, well, I thought that was the case, but I hadn't heard
Right after the
officially.
safety.
All right. I'm having a hard
I
time
would go
finding pins.
A lot of.
Right, I don't know what I got.
I like to see what's changing in
I got a half dozen of them in here, but they're.
Materials,
like-
Pre-cons.
yeah,
That's something.
what materials are using, or different things are changing.
That'll make me remember.
I mean, it's a scheduled meeting, so.
8:30 tomorrow, you said?
8:30 here,
Okay,
10 out of our office.
okay. All right, with that, you wanna do drainage?
I'll make a motion to go on drainage.
We will
Second.
have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, we're in drainage. 9:40 or 51. Just an FYI, we have the paperwork that we talked about last week, that the change order. She didn't have the paperwork, but I signed it, so we're. That was taken care of for the change order that Colin and we talked about. All right,
Okay. So. I believe this one was called for the Ron Collins land.
well, this was, we were gonna discuss how. And. we kind of. Had a. Discussion here, if we should have a meeting and invite, people out there to come.
Yeah, I think what we probably should do is go to to me, it'd be the north border of the conservation land. They would dig up an exploration hole and see if the tile is running there.
Yeah.
So we have information to give. And then if it's running there, dig another exploration hole, find out where it stops running. So have a somewhat idea how many feet we have problems with.
Yep.
And then set a public hearing for that drainage district.
Well. Correct me if I'm wrong, Corey was gonna go out there today, right? Possibly,
Well, I thought he was going out last week.
he was, but with the rain, I don't think.
Then
that
he didn't make
He
it?
didn't make it
Okay.
today.
I haven't
Ron
heard,
sent a text.
yeah, I haven't heard from him, but he did say he was gonna go out, and then he was gonna get a hold of Ron when he went out there too, but I just,
Ron was leaving.
It was a lake yesterday,
I was wondering with this rain, but it's a mess up.
just solid, you can't even tell where the hole is now.
Oh, it's all underwater.
2 inches of rain. So,
Corey said that he, was going to try to get out there Monday, but that was before the rain. So he said he was on his way to Texas.
huh,
I'll be traveling to Texas on Monday, so I'll be available by phone if you need something, but I'm guessing that we probably aren't gonna be able to find anything out unless he's got a floater to go out and try to get it. But if we do like Rick had suggested having a meeting, we'll have to wait until it's dry enough to dig.
Yeah, cause you know, having a meeting and not knowing what the problem is we got, or how many feet we're looking at, or rough estimated cost, things like that.
And then we also talked about whether the willows that are out there, if we're gonna pull them, spray them from that point. So I will try to get a hold of Corey after here and have him just let one of us know that, thinks it's gonna be, but hell, if it rains like they're talking and snow, it could be a week or two.
do,
So, but at least we have him willing to go out there and take a look at it.
yeah, and he has a tile locator too, so that may help a little
Right.
bit, cause, they weren't really sure where to even start.
Yep.
Out there.
Well, he's got a couple of holes, but all there are is holes that are full of water. So
Okay.
I'll reach out to Corey and tell him to either let you know or let one of us know that he's going to, make it out there.
Okay,
I'm guessing by then Ron will probably be back, so, and he'll keep us in the loop.
okay.
Anything else in drainage that you wanna discuss?
So. Mike, did you say that you talked to Travis about Jim Day?
No,
Okay, I misunderstood then. Okay, so I need to just find somebody for that one, I think.
Jim has another one up in the horse pasture I did not go look at, just to make sure there's a caveat, he's got 2 places out there, I went down to the
Yeah.
bottom, looked at that one, and that was obviously there.
okay,
He was on his tractor and said, I got another one up in the horse pasture, so I'll be back to look at that one. I ain't been back there yet, but he does have another one.
okay, I did
And
write
it's
that.
another
down,
drainage
so,
district.
Oh,
I
it's
believe
the
it's in a
different one?
different one, yes.
Okay. Okay, other than that. I think we are set.
Well, FYI, just so you know, we appreciate you being kind of the spearhead of taking the brunt of trying to get us in the right direction, and
You did an awesome job.
you do.
Thank
And
you.
it'll probably
appreciate
only
it.
get worse the more rain we get too, I'm sure.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Well,
If
that's
they
what
get out
all
there more,
fixed
that-
Yesterday.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was what Ron said. Well, as long as I can plant, okay.
Oats.
Full rice.
And I'm just gonna make a statement here. A lot of times, I shouldn't say a lot of times, sometimes issues come up, and if you don't fix them damn quick, all of a sudden you get a month of rain.
Yeah.
And it sets you back, and it turns into a fall project.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
I've been asked a couple times and, did you get any more itemized, listing from? the
Out here?
project?
That's what I was referring to, cause we got in trouble last year. We went to fix something.
That's all I've got, whatever basically whatever I sent to you.
Did you give Terry it or? Trish is
Oh,
up?
I didn't get this, no, I'm sorry, I will.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
I'm sorry.
they've asked like 5 times and I forgot to ask you until right now.
Are we, so
Yeah, I didn't get it.
that's going to
Okay,
be
thank you.
an issue here pretty soon because those assessments are gonna get requested. So
We're gonna need to deal with that.
I guess that's the part that sooner or later, we're gonna have to make a decision on that, because they
That
weren't
would
overly
be-
happy the last time when they came in. I'm now to my fourth pin that doesn't work. Are you guys dumping these in my drawer?
That's where they go.
Working out pretty good, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is, working out great. If we need any pins for. All right, if that's it, anything else for drainage, any of you?
No, I'm down.
Well,
I make a motion to move out of drainage.
we have a motion and a second to leave drainage, all in favor? Both same sign, motion carried.
Do you remember who motioned to go in and second?
I had motion to go in.
Rick
I think I seconded.
and Mike,
Got it.
sounds like a plan.
Awesome, okay.
All right.
Thank you.
all right, Thank you very much. We'll make a motion to go out. We done? Adios.
Motion adjourned.
Oh,
One question.
let's go.
All right, this is probably dumb, like, in my office, I have this map, it's like a laminated map of the county. It's from 2011, it's probably about that big, maybe a little bigger. Mike's seen it, I think you guys have all seen it. It's just, it has like, who owns what property, who lives where. The one I have in my office is from 2011. I would like to get a newer one, I have the money in my budget, but it's not like super important. So, but it's like a couple $100 to get it.
Get it.
Okay.
So you
Where
want
do
to
you get 'em?
update it to like 2012 or what do you want something like that?
Realize that,
How old it was?
some people may have changed, some properties probably changed.
Probably one or two, I guess.
We were talking about who was farming and who owned something, and those aren't close to the names that I have. I'll give it to you if you want it to. It's super useful.
Well, I've got a 1896 and 1805.
Oh, 2011.
Yeah. Save it for air price.
Years from now, somebody will think.
Wow.
Look at that.
So while you're still here and we just granted you your request to
Yeah.
update on to a newer map. How about this 2080, which
Yeah.
is some beautiful reading, by the way.
Oh, my.
My God, I
Okay,
had to check my glasses twice to make sure that I still had glass. That tiny reading.
I talked to Cole for 2 seconds this morning. And I think. Maybe 2 supervisors and myself to go try to meet with him on Wednesday. My first thing on that was, I have no idea what they're supposed to get here. I don't know what the old agreement looks like, I don't know what we're supposed to do for a new agreement. And then my second thought is, does this even address what the changes are gonna be? And then Mike came in, and then Mike added some new thoughts for me that I did not have until speaking to Mike. So what do we wanna get out of this? What should the county do? What? Oh, thank you.
What should we be prepared for?
What do you guys envision happening with the law enforcement center if the police department moves out? You know, I think the police department's planning to move out, so how are we gonna share costs with the city? What do we need to share costs on? What does the city need to continue to operate their police department? What does the sheriff's office need to continue to operate? In the law enforcement center, I mean, shared costs would be absolutely dispatch. Do we need to set aside a
50%.
place, do we need to set aside a place for the police department to have one room in the law enforcement center or not? If we do, what should the city pay for that room? It would probably be a good idea to get, I mean. teams-
One room for what?
Well, if they arrest somebody.
Processing.
They're gonna drop them off in the lobby.
I mean,
Yeah.
just saying we're moving out doesn't solve the problem. It just creates more problems.
And, you know, that's something that
Yeah.
if this is gonna happen, then, you know, the city needs to get the police chief's input. We probably need to move input, Dean's gonna have to sign off on this. You know, if he's gonna be in charge of the law enforcement center, fine, but what do we need to grant the city, what do we need to grant the police department, and then. You know, it talks about sharing costs and what the city and the county should give and what, like, nobody's supposed to lower the levy without notice and. some sort of meeting to discuss it, but what's that money gonna go to? Is that money I don't know what it goes to now. And I'm sorry, I don't.
Well, I don't think any,
I've never looked into it. I don't know what the Law Enforcement Center Commission or whatever it's called spends its money on. I guess I always assumed they paid for the radios and,
We do. We pay
that's,
for a damn lot of software, a lot of dang updates,
yeah, so
a lot of, maintenance fees, utilities.
well, I got the bill for the Law Enforcement Center's utilities. Those are expensive.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, they
it
are.
is.
Like, there's no way I ran this much power in my office.
so then my question is tonight, before that decision is made, don't people think, or don't we think that people ought to know that you walk away? And I'm just saying you, as in the city walks away to go to the fire station to live happily ever after, but you're still gonna have obligations over here
Yeah.
in order to pay.
Right.
And for us to say, this is what we want our 2080, you start reading that, it's fairly in depth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I told Cole, I said, you need to slow walk this. Because you're just touching the tip of the iceberg by, oh, we're gonna change it 2080. There's a lot to this.
Well, yet I can understand if the city's moving out of the law enforcement center, it makes perfect sense to modify the 2080 agreement, but what does the county want out of the 2080 agreement versus what the city wants?
Mhm.
Because, you know, if the county takes over the law enforcement center and that's an extra cost for the county, how are we gonna split up dispatch? I think if you look at calls, and you look at who's dispatched where and when, that's about 50-50 city count.
We have taken records of that. And had it presented to our board the last
Yeah.
3-4 years. So, I mean, we have the data already collected on that.
You know, I think, I don't have any problem with the city sending us kind of what they'd like to see in an
No.
agreement and what they envision kind of going forward. I want it to be a little more specific and, you know, after talking to Mike, a lot of people Mike's ideas, I don't want to sound like I'm a genius here. I'm not. But
Somebody pat him on the back.
you know, is this something that we can simplify to address what the county's main concerns might be, which is where's the county's money gonna go? Where's the city's money gonna go? And I understand, you know, that all of that money that ends up getting thrown into the law enforcement center 2080 agreement to take care of the stuff in the building down there, to take care of dispatch. If you're not sharing the building, then it might make sense for the county to just control what they do with their own money.
That's exactly why, because we are the predominant owner and operator. And for us to dictate how we're going to share this thing should be more of our suggestion.
And I don't know what the costs are of the communication equipment, I don't know what the costs are of their software and their training. I don't know who goes to this, I don't know when it is, you know, so that's something that I think Dean should be able to give us an idea of. Maybe we need to talk to Trish about what the outlays are for this kind of stuff, but.
What's the jail situation? Do we accept violators from the city in our jail? I mean, I'm asking, I don't know.
From my understanding, looking at the Iowa code, there's not really cases on this, but. The jail, whether it's run by the county or whether we have our own city jail, whatever, has to accept prisoners that are arrested on state charges. So if the city were to arrest somebody on like a city public intox charge, the city should be charged. Like they actually have to pay for putting somebody in on a city.
Oh, absolutely.
But if the city arrests them on the state code public intox, that they would not pay. So then the county shouldn't refuse prisoners from the city unless the jail is full.
So then does the county set a rate on that per night?
The county can't bill the city if they arrest somebody for OWI. The county can't bill the city if they arrest somebody for domestic. They can't bill them.
No more than we charge the state patrol, if they
Right.
pull somebody over here by the fourth corner,
Same with the state.
they
patrol.
bring them in and we don't charge them, right?
DCI.
But we charge Webster County to house their prisoners.
Right,
Yeah.
so, you know, if you wanna look at what happens in Webster County's jail is overcrowded. So they have all of the policies of, there's a bunch of charges, the sheriff's department, state patrol, and police department are not allowed to arrest for. They can cite them. You know, it's pretty rare that the jail here is full. Often we take prisoners from Fort Dodge, that's useful because they pay, we make money on it, we actually get paid. Most of the prisoners who stay in jail here don't have to pay us any. So. The expectation would be anyone arrested in Humboldt County, whether it be in the city or out the county, would be accepted into the jail unless the jail's completely full and there'd be no cost for that. And that's just how like the Iowa code operates, because if you add a cost, then the city can look at, well, where is it cheaper for us to take inmates? And there are more than a few crimes that are mandatory arrest with no bond, which means no matter what anybody wants to do, this person has to go to jail and they don't get out until they see a judge. Even if they had $40 million cash on them, they have to sit until the judge comes to see them. So it becomes a little bit it's stupid, but I think this exists to avoid the problems of a sheriff department or a police department deciding they're gonna mess with somebody and say, we're not gonna take your prisoners, you're gonna pay us. And, you know, if something like that were to happen in Humboldt, it would play out with a jailer telling a police officer. And again, I'm not saying this would ever happen. I've seen no evidence that this would happen. So
I just have one other question, if this, it's kind of like, and I use this in. It's like a divorce, if we're getting a divorce from the city. And we're gonna say that my costs are, whether it's $100 or $1,000 or $100,000 per month. We're gonna divide those costs up, so what happens if the city says, well, my costs, you should be charged only $40 of the 100, or $40,000 of the 100,000. Then in the middle, there's that 10,000 that doesn't get paid. Who's gonna pay that? Because at the end of the year, we aren't gonna have X amount of dollars to cover that.
no,
That bumpy road that we're debating on, whether it was radio equipment or whatever. That, to me, like you said, you better walk slow and
Yeah.
figure this out, cause
It's not a
it's gonna be a mess.
That's gonna be a big time.
no, and to oversimplify the answer to your question, Bruce. That's what the 2080 agreement is for. It's for the county and the city to hammer out exactly how the finances will be handled, exactly who was responsible for what. And, you know, it's certainly much simpler when everyone's sharing the same building.
But when you read that as an attorney, when you say, go back to section 6, paragraph 2, 4.2 of 6.
Right.
And then I read it as a truck driver, I'm like, holy shit, this is more than I know what to do with. That,
Well,
to me, is confusing, so I'm just letting you know.
I think it's tremendously confusing, the agreement that they sent us. And I don't think it was intentional, I just think this is what happens when you get lawyers. We screw everything up, and we make it so people can't.
Well, I didn't wanna say that, but I felt
No, I think it's fair to say.
I'm gonna dance around the edge of it.
No, you know, I go through this and I'm looking at it and I have some questions. You know, I had certain things that I wanted addressed from the standpoint of what I do and how I want certain problems that could come up resolved in this agreement before they ever come up. And then my second concern was money and how it's gonna be paid, but if you look at this, I read through it, I'm not sure I understand what any of this money is going for, based on reading this agreement, right? Because I'm looking for key words when I go through there, and I don't see the county pays this much for dispatch, the city pays this much for dispatch. That's my first, that's what I would. And then I wanna know, are we gonna share radios, or are we gonna? And if so, how are we gonna split the cost of that? Are we gonna split it based on personnel? If you see the police department's full, that means they have 6, 7, 8 people, and then the sheriff's department's 10, do we split it 10-8?
This whole thing pisses me off to no end, because number one, we should be getting along and not acting like kids, and I know it's a 50-50 deal, but here's the problem. Like you said, they're jumping the gun, they're jumping the gun. I mean, it's a complete mess.
Well, and, I don't know what will happen at the meeting tonight.
Yeah, it'll be.
I know that there are people trying to get as many members of the public to attend this meeting as possible. And, you get 50 people to show up to a city council meeting that all think the same way, that are probably speaking for a lot more, then maybe the city changes its tune a little. I just don't. I completely understand everyone's frustration, city, county, general public. It seems to me there should be a solution. I think you guys have worked hard to
We tried,
smooth things out and make things better, and for whatever reason,
didn't work.
it got worse, and it got worse, and it got worse, and it got worse. And it's not because the city and the county stopped trying. It's not because you guys didn't want this to work out. And if the city decides that they want out, then there's no choice but to modify the 2080 agreement. But if you're gonna modify it, it needs to make sense.
Yeah, I do, the 28E has the clause in there, if you want out, you have 60 days.
Right.
After notification. Right?
Right.
Good answer, Chris.
So to address that, do we prepare our own 28-degree agreement
talk
based on our beliefs on the way that
They're
it's
talking
run?
about
Well,
my fuel.
what, I guess, before doing something like that, it might be worthwhile to have a joint work session with the city.
Oh, I agree.
Kind of discuss.
Yeah.
What you guys wanna see in an agreement, cause the toughest thing for me is when something like this is sent to me, I can read it. And make sure, like, okay, I don't think anybody's getting screwed here, this doesn't seem terrible, there's some things that I.
Yeah, but you don't know the functions of it, you're just looking for more legal writing.
But I don't know, yeah, exactly, my hardest thing
Yeah,
is.
the T's are crossed, and I's are dotted, and
What are
all.
we doing with the money? What is the money go for? How have you guys spent the money in the past? What is it? What's the expectation? I know just from being around that it's gotta pay for dispatch. But I have no idea what other costs are coming in. I don't even know, like, I know the city uses a different program to get me their videos than the county does.
And I think Cole wanted to get a meeting together with public safety to go over this 2080 agreement page for page.
Oh,
And yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I think it's important, and it sounds like you guys do, so one, good job, you guys, for trying to figure out what you want out of this and what your concerns are. Because I think what you guys have brought up this morning is a lot of what Mike brought up when he came to meet with me, and that, well, what is this actually gonna do? What does this actually mean? And it sounds like you guys have a pretty good idea of what you wanna see in an agreement. So the simplest thing is we tell the city, this is actually what we wanna see in an agreement. And then see if we can get an adjusted agreement that makes more sense. And if we don't, then we can just do our own thing.
Well,
I agree with that, answer.
I'm all good for that, but it's the same thing as we've had when Dean has been the interim to hold their together.
Yeah.
When they've had other vacancies. And we always seem to be the firemen.
Right.
To keep the brush fires under control, but sooner or later, we have to say, we can't keep jumping back and forth. Using the divorce analogy, you can't take a kid and bounce him from mom to dad and say it's healthy. So I'm still to the point where we have to come to an agreement to make this thing work as opposed to back and forth. Cause I'm tired of it, everybody in town's tired of it, and I can't imagine that all the people I talk to show up down there, they ain't gonna have enough room.
No, they're not.
Cause there's a lot of people that are upset and they're talking about putting a petition together to get names on it so that, I said, we're here.
Yeah.
We're all on the same page, but I don't know about them, so.
I think that's been a really difficult thing for the city in the last 7 years. Is they've been in flux and that they don't have any money to pay their police officers to keep them. You're seeing police officers come here, get certified and gone to make more money. And when you hear they're leaving to make $2 more an hour, that doesn't seem like much, but that's a minimum of 10 grand a year they're making to go 20 miles away. So that's a tough one. And that doesn't include the extra overtime and the extra whatever. So it's hard to keep those people. And then, you know, we've struggled really since Dean stopped being the police administrator. We've struggled with the police department and them being able to keep people. And that's where we are now. They have, I don't know, 5, 6.
What,
Maybe
what,
7.
what year was that?
Oh,
I keep thinking it's only been like 5, 6 years, but it's
Yeah.
probably longer than that.
no, it's probably been 5 or 6 years.
Okay,
It hasn't been that long since the Dean stopped being the police administrator.
and that's honestly, shortly before that, that's when things started to go.
Yep.
Yeah, and everything, the bottom fell out of everything. And so, you know, I think the city has its own decisions to make as to how long they would be okay with dealing with having a police department and a sheriff department, because, I mean, you look at how this is going, the obvious result is just what you guys talked about last week, and what I can't remember her name, what the lady that came in talking.
Michelle.
Michelle,
Yeah, is combining the police department and the sheriff's. Now, in order to do that, obviously you need the sheriff to sign off, because I don't think we can get rid of our sheriff's department, sheriff's office. Well, they can get rid of the police department, so in theory, that should save everyone money. But again, that's not as simple as everyone thinks. Do you send 16 to the sheriff's department, you go to 12? You know, Humboldt's gonna want different things out of it than the other small towns in Humboldt County. They're about half the size of Humboldt County, so you go to 13, you go to 15.
If we had the city supervisors meet, and we have a closed session,
no,
You can't, now,
I mean, just a hash, I mean, just to sit around and try and.
you would have a work session.
A work
Where-
session.
We're
but
gonna
it's
take,
open to the public.
but it's open to the public.
What did Mike get?
But we don't have to let them talk, right?
And they.
No, they don't get a toss.
Session.
And they're like, the guidelines for exempt session are defined as what?
Negotiation for a
Negotiations
contract.
with unions.
Oh, it wouldn't be negotiations with the city. I'm asking them questions.
Maybe I was.
There's a handful of reasons.
You know, if the city and the county did something like a mediation or arbitration, we could probably start off. I mean, that would be something that would be not open to the public, but I don't think we wanna jump into that boat.
No,
right now.
no, I'm just,
We wouldn't be able to go into a closed session, because the typical reason you go into closed session with something like this is to talk about things that where litigation is imminent. Cause we're not gonna talk about anybody's.
Or perform.
Job performance or
We
whatever.
certainly wouldn't have a joint meeting with the city. Because it's none of our business how the police department performs, and it's none of their business how the sheriff's office performs. And so it would just be difficult.
Well, I was just trying to get to.
Oh, I think that's,
I just need to hear, this is some of the things that we want done, or we need done. Let's get this decided.
in a work session.
But you-
Work session.
But you're never gonna be able to get the city council to be able to sit and say, well, we don't like Dean because blah, 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 blah. That goes to his performance, so then you aren't allowed, unless Dean would
The
say,
problem is, government, you're not allowed to say what you really think because you get your ass sued.
So, yeah.
And that's the whole problem with the whole situation.
So that,
could go to closed session.
Yeah.
get there one way, yeah.
Well,
you know, the other thing that you guys can do, and it's not as clean and it's not as simple. Is you take 2 supervisors and you go meet with Cole and maybe 2 city council members, but probably Cole. Cause Cole's gonna drive the bus on this.
I don't think so, John.
No,
No,
city council.
John, he's in the backseat of that, Cole's in the backseat of that bus.
Okay, so you don't
That's
need,
my opinion.
you don't need
council
two city
push.
councilmen then. But, and that you can do in private because you don't have a quorum of either bond.
But we have to, we need to.
But
But I was gonna
But the problem-
back up and go to the
But
meeting
then-
tonight
then
as
we-
a citizen.
Then we get into a problem like if me and Bob go and talk to him, then we're violating open meeting laws of the public safety. So only one of us can meet.
Well, if you take two supervisors that's not part of that public safety
That
program,
we could do.
then you got the problem
But you
solved.
maybe take Bob and one other one, not me, or me and one other one, not Bob,
yeah,
and be legal.
but probably, I mean, still probably the best way to do it would be to have a joint work session with all of them. Because it would be more useful to get all of them together if you can.
Or have it at the fairgrounds.
And you just,
Yeah, that's.
well, you just have to
Yeah.
say at the beginning, this is not a public forum where you guys are gonna have a voice in this. And if it gets to the point where you won't be quiet, we're gonna have you removed. So. Well, anyway,
Sorry.
you're good.
All right, you're good.
That's a good question, Bruce, really good question.
Oh, I'm just trying to field some of the stuff that I keep getting asked and to try to figure out. I said, well, I'm planning on going as a private citizen to listen because my tax dollars are involved too. So,
And that's where I was gonna go.
I'm going to the
It's gonna come as a
supervisor, cause
Citizen.
I'm just,
well, with that, did we adjourn? Could we adjourn? Should we
Make a
adjourn?
motion to adjourn.
We make a motion in a second. All in favor?
I.
Opposed, same sign. We're out at 10:26. Thanks, Terry. Will you pass those names to Trish?
Yes.
But
I gotta turn my phone on.
No,
You know how to shut it off?
no,
Just keep pressing buttons. Yeah,
Ben does.
Don't shut it off.